In this lecture, we're going to create the main character. The main character is actually the first-person shooter, which is the character that we will control to move around in this environment. But before we do so, I want to show you that there's already a prefab created. Now, a prefab, I'm not going to go in too much details of what it is, because you should know by now, especially if you're taking this course. It's basically a bunch of files that are joined together and that make up one entity. So here the entity is the Iron Man character. If you go to your assets folder, that's inside of the project here. Let me zoom in so that you guys can see it better. Right here you have the Iron Man folder. And within this Iron Man folder, you see the Iron Man prefab right here. So what I want you to do is drag and drop this inside of the hierarchy. So take this and drag and drop it here. There you go. As soon as we did this, then as you can see, we see the Iron Man character right here. Isn't that beautiful? We didn't have to do anything, right? But it's right here. Now, this character, I want you to press play and see what happens. And as you can see, there is not much happening. You know, it's just here standing there in the T pose. We call this a T pose because the arms are way up and it looks like it's saying T, the letter T. Okay, so that's called a T pose. The reason why it's in that pose is because it's great for animation. It's the best way to do animation. All right, so what I want you to do is extend the Iron Man prefab and see what's inside of it. I'm going to zoom in here so that you guys can see, and you see two different objects: the blast, which has a beam, and then the actual elements that make up the members of the character. What do I mean by members? Such as the hips, the thighs, the legs, and the spine, and so on. Now, if you click on the blast and the beam, you see that it has some kind of a special energy material. We're not going to get too much into details later, but that's what we're going to fire with, whenever we're going to trigger the laser from the Iron Man. Now, I'm not going to go into the details on how we created this because this is for the pixel art course. But right now, what we need to do is animate this. And what I want you to see is that we have in the Iron Man folder right here, we have plenty of files that are ready for animation. But we need to actually get them together to be able to tell which state we are in. So is the Iron Man walking? Is the Iron Man standing by or idle? Or is the Iron Man shooting or running? You know, we need to be able to tell which state we're in. And we call this an animation controller. And we're going to get into this in the next lecture.